Hey, look, top of the top. Happy MACM Wednesday, man. You know what I mean? Happy MACM Wednesday. We here for another MACM facilitator training. You know what I mean? We are here for another MACM facilitator training. So if y'all been rocking with us for the past few trainings or whatnot, you'll know what lessons we've been through. You know what I mean? We touched on the first lesson with this MACM facilitator training, which was know your product. And then we went on to the second training, which was the second law. I'm sorry, which was what was the second law? The second law. Excuse me. Understand your place. Yeah, that's what we got. Understanding your place. And then we went to the third law, which is the MACM third law, which is respecting them. Looking at the code, looking at the climate and the culture of the classrooms or the spaces that you're in. So now we're going to touch on the MACM law number 4, respecting us. You can go into the environment, you can have respect for them all day, every day. But at the same time, if that respect is not reciprocated, then it will have an effect on the environment that we're in. All right. So let me go ahead and pull this real fast. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this off of the screen as well because we're not there right now. All right. So what we're gonna do is, let's go ahead and jump into the training. We're gonna go ahead and jump into the training. So what do I mean when I say respecting us? Respecting us. What do I mean when I say respecting us? And again, it is the facilitator's job to make sure that respect is reciprocated. We can't go in and expect the environment, expect the participants to just immediately respect us. We have to make sure that we go in and we set that culture of respect. When it comes down to the MACM, especially the first sessions, those are the most important sessions. The first sessions in the classrooms, first session workshops, whatever the case may be. When we look at respecting us, first thing that I always like to do is set the expectations. And it's not me just setting up these expectations. It's me putting the expectations on the board, a clear sheet, so that we as a group can set these expectations up together. All right. And that is very important for the first step. So just know, when it comes down to the decision-making structure in any type of environment, there are many different ways to come to a consensus. You know what I mean? And those some of those ways to come to a common sense decision, you know what I mean, is you can use the consensus, where that's basically everyone agrees, or everyone agrees not to oppose a decision. We're getting ready to go through the different ways that you can make a decision when you're in these environments. So the consensus again is everyone agrees, or everyone agrees not to oppose the decision. All right. Or we have the 80% voting majority. That's basically these are basically, what I'm sharing with y'all is what it is. The decision is approved if 80% of the people vote for it. All right. That's a good portion of the people. It's 10. So you got 8 votes. All right. Or you can ride with the 51% majority. Again, this is something looking at the decision is approved if 51% of the people vote for it. That's more than half. That's what you're looking at. All right. Or you can look at the 1 or 2 people in a group, or the facilitators hold the power. This is fairly typical in a hierarchical, decision-making environment, such as many large nonprofit organizations, for instance. You want to make sure that everyone else in the group understands the decision-making process as well. So when you go in, you don't want to pretend that everyone has the authority to make a decision. All right, because that's not the vibe. That's not how you want to move when you're setting these tones in these environments. You can also identify the individuals who have special authority or influence over specific agenda topics. Like, for example, let's say if you're talking about implementing a safe zone activity, all right, let's say that, and both the safe zone director or who's ever coordinated and whoever else they need to communicate with should be comfortable with the overall proposal. Or, even when you're looking at the environments, you want to make sure that it's clear from the get-go about the expectations. So like even when it comes to decision, you can let them know like, hey, we're making decisions using consensus today. Or you can be like, this advisory board meeting, I'll have Aja and I'll have Jamaria, they'll be over here and we will listen to your feedback, but they will make the final decision within a few days. You know what I mean? So, in the beginning of each section, you want to make sure that you lay it all out for everybody who's attending, everybody who's in the space, just so that they know, what type of expectations, what type of how we will be making decisions. All right. And that's just, of course, looking at us coming from respect and looking at them coming from respect. You don't want to just go ahead and make decisions without including them, or you don't want to put them into the position where they have all the decision making power. And at the end, everything that you plan might go to shit. All right. So again, coming into the environment, you don't want to demand or just assume that the youth or the folks in the environment or in the workshop, whatever it is, will respect you. You have to earn that. Respect is something that you earn. You can't come into environments ripping up checks, you know what I mean, from participants and expecting them to still respect you. Once they see how you move, they're going to move accordingly. And it's only right for folks to move accordingly. So again, respect, it's a two-way street. It is a two-way street. And as the facilitators, you want to make sure that you set that bar of respect high, and you want to set it early. You want to make sure that you nip everything in the bud early that you see that could cause harm. For example, another tool that I use is, I call it the sacrificial lamb. All right. If there's somebody in the classroom, in the environment, who is being disrespectful, especially if we're talking middle school, elementary, that is my sacrificial lamb. I'm gonna go hard on them. If I see them being disrespectful, I'm a boom. I'm a rah 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 all on their ass. Rah 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 rah. I'm gonna be all on their ass. All right, but at the same time, and the thing is, I'm gonna do it in front of everybody. I'm gonna do it in front of everybody so the whole classroom can see what happens if they get out of line, or if they get disrespectful or be on some bully shit. So I make that person the sacrificial lamb, and I go in. I match their energy. All right. If they cussing, I'm cussing. If they nigga this, I'm a nigga that. All right. That's how we bring the energy. But at the same time, I don't leave it at no, rah, 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 rah. All right, now this is what we're going to do. We're going to go on to the next activity. We're going to go to the next activity, but at the same time, I'm going to make sure that I swing back around. I'm going to swing back around to the youth who I went in on, and I make sure that I cover them with love, so that they know that where I come from, where that came from, it was a space of love. It was a moment to get an understanding. All right. And I've had to do this almost in every school, almost every class in the beginning. And it's something fast that needs to be done, and we can't be afraid of youth telling their parents, because at the same time, these parents, us as parents, expect our kids to go out into the world and be a reflection of how we are raising them. So if the youth are out here being disrespectful, and if they out here, on some bully shit, and I make sure I make that known to the parents, especially if I have a parent who called me back. I've never had a parent to call me and say, Philip, you shouldn't have been talking to my son like that. That is not, you know what I mean? I've never had a parent come and do that. It's actually been the other way around. Some parents have applauded and thanked me for that approach. But at the same time, I want to make it clear that I want to make it clear that in order for that approach to work and you not lose the whoever, you not lose the youth, you not lose the participant, you have to make sure that you come back around and encompass that youth with love. You bring them in and you make them your best buddy. You know what I mean? That's gonna be my nigga. I know that's right. You know what I mean? But it has to be understood. All right. So that's the that's where we're gonna jump into the MACM Law number 4. Respecting us. All right. And when it comes to the decision making process. All right. If every MACM member was just like me, what would this world be? Peace.